Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Black Friday Bonanza. Today we're going to look at ProShop's Black Friday offers. At least for this week, they might have more next week, but I don't know for sure if they will have more offers next week. But for now, at least, we are going to go through the ones I think are the hot ones. In the first category, we have the SSD, and SSDs has become very, very expensive. They have gone up at least 30 to 40% over the last month. So if you're going to buy SSDs, now is a very good time. We start off with a good PCIe 4. It is the Samsung 990 Pro, and they come in 2 and 4 terabytes. And these are very, very good PCIe 4. See, they have just about 7,000 read and write speed. That's a reasonable price. But if we scroll down a little, you will see we have the Kingston KC3000. And this is also a very good high tier PCIe 4, and it's much, much cheaper. And this is really good. It will last you for many years. It also comes in 1 and 2, and I can't remember if there is a 4 terabyte. It should be, yeah, there it is, for just over 2,000. And I think these are, under the circumstances, really, really good offers. That is about it for the SSDs. It is the Samsung 990 Pro and the Kingston KC3000. That brings us on to the CPUs. If you need a good production CPU for workstation stuff, nothing beats this. The Core Ultra 285K, top of the line. If you're going to do any editing, AI stuff, anything like that, this is the best you can get. And it's still expensive though, but it's still the best you can get. In the budget tier, you have now the Ryzen 5 3600. This CPU will run an entry-level GPU to play games like Counter-Strike, Roblox, Fortnite, Apex Legends, PUBG, all those first-person shooter type stuff. I don't know how well it will play in Battlefield, though. Battlefield is taxing on the CPU, but and Tarkov is probably also a little bit too taxing. But most of Rust also, it will run it. It won't run it well, but it will run it to a degree where if you had a very bad computer, this will seem like a fast computer to you. Also, the 14600K is back down in price, and for this price, it's really, really good. For performance, it's around just over the 7000X from AMD, and just below the 9700X. And it's a little bit cheaper, and the motherboard is a little bit cheaper too in this category because you don't have to go AM5. And I'm reasonably sure this will last you over the next 4 or 5 years until the new platforms come out with Nova Lake and AM6. And then if you feel like this doesn't meet your needs anymore, then you can upgrade to a new platform at the beginning and then have great upgradability when you get to that point. The biggest hurdle now in building a new computer is the RAM, and the SSDs are very expensive. So be mindful of that. Maybe you have an old 12100F or something, or 12400F, and want to upgrade that because it's starting to be a bit lackluster. And this would fit right into that socket. You don't even have to upgrade anything, you just have to reinstall Windows and reset your BIOS, and then you're you're good to go. And that's just about it for the CPUs. There's not a lot of CPUs. If you wanted to get a good board, you could get the Pro RS. Or you can also get the ATX version. This is the one probably I would get. They also have a good offer now on a good air cooler that would go well with both. Where was it? I don't know. There's a cooler with this. I wouldn't buy another cooler because it's included in this one, and the Wraith is it's really good actually. So to go with this, I would buy an air cooler, and the air cooler here is really cheap. It's really good. It's on par with the actually on par with the Pure 3 also, and we have the Thermalright Peerless Assassin down here. This is the bigger version, so it's a little bit bigger. This is the 140 millimeter version. It's a little bit better than this one, but this also comes in A720, and that is a little bit better than the Thermal Assassin 400 or 140. So just saying, if you're going to buy Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 Pro, be careful you don't tighten the screws too much on the CPU block because it will bend the CPU and it will damage over time. It's a known issue and you should be careful not to tighten it too much. Some people will just tighten until almost the screw breaks, but you cannot do that on this. And just be careful you don't ruin your hardware. Thermal Grizzly also have a lot of very good thermal components here you can buy if you need thermal paste, thermal putty. They have the cryo sheets. You would use this instead of thermal paste, and it has better conductivity. But you can't use these if you have delidded CPUs because the thermal pad is electric conductive, so it can't hit the motherboard. So you have to be careful when you use it. It doesn't stick out. It should come with oil and everything. And just if you're going to buy this and use this on your CPU, you should put it in the freezer for like 20 to 30 minutes, and then you can cut it with a scissor. It can be really difficult if it's warm, so it has to be cold. And then you just, if it's not the right size, you cut it to the size you have on your CPU. There are a lot of good other coolers here, but I don't have any experience with them in particular, so I won't comment too much on them. But my experience is there's not much difference in the actual cooling. It's mostly in the fans, how much noise they make, how much air they move, and maybe the kind of fluids that are inside. Some of them make a lot of gunk. I don't know if they have fixed this, but it was a problem a year or two ago. Like the Galahad doesn't have the best fans, but it is a really good cooler. Always just change the fans later if they get worn out. The Crosshair ones, they have the IQ Link, and I don't particularly like the IQ Link, but if you don't mind using the IQ Link, then this is also really good offers. So I won't say more about these, but they are there to look at if you want. And that brings us to the graphics card. This was where I hoped there would be some really good offers. Usually ProShop has some AMD 7000 series. Last at the crazy days, they had the 7800 XT for 3,333 kronas. But here at Black Friday, we will have to get the 6800 XT instead for the same price point, and I think that's a little bit disappointing. And I see no 7000 in here. Also very disappointing. I was hoping maybe we would see some 9000 XT at around 4200 maybe, then it would be very recommendable. Uh, at this price point, I would probably just go over to Elgiganten and maybe get the 5070. It's a reasonable card and it's very, very cheap. course, if you want a good card, you would just go to Price Run and find the best price for whatever card you would like. And I don't think ProShop is one of them. Like if you wanted a 5070 Ti, just go here, click it. I wouldn't go for WindForce. I wouldn't go for Eno 3D. Gain Ward is not too bad, and the Asus Prime is not too bad either. I would probably go when the price difference is not any bigger. I would go for one of these three. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Any of them are good. So any of these, and it's CompuMail again. They're just consistently one of the cheapest ones, but from graphic cards into monitors, and there are a lot of monitors. And they have a lot of numbers and a lot of letters, and I don't know them all. But this monitor I know. The predecessor I have myself, it was the 180 hertz, and this is the newer version, 200 hertz, and it's a really good monitor. And you can't complain about the price. It's really, really cheap. So this is what I would recommend. This doesn't have any of the. Oh, this is actually not HDR 400. It's just HDR 10. So, uh, I don't know about the HDR. I can. I haven't tested this, so I can't say if it's good or bad. But it's a good monitor anyway, especially if you play esports and you don't have the money to buy one of those 260 to 500 hertz monitors. This is a reasonably good. I think I like the older one better, where they had HDR 400, but it's still a good price. Really good monitor for small money. So we have the SSDs. Didn't we look at SSDs in the beginning? We did look at SSDs in the beginning. So we will cut right to the power supplies. And I have two different models. It is the RMX, and it comes in 850 and 1000 watts. This is one of the top consumer power supplies, I would think. It, when it before it gets crazy expensive, at least. It also comes in 758, I can see here. And then we have the NCXTC 850, and it also comes in 1000 watts. Uh, the NCXTC core is a little bit worse than the RMX in terms of quality, but the new core version is from 2025, and it has a better noise profile, so it's a little bit more silent than the old C model, and it's also a little bit more silent than the RMX, but it's not like any of them make a lot of noise at all. So very, very good. There's also the HXI models, and they are also very good. They have internal monitoring of the power supply, where you can pull them up in software on the computer, and you can monitor them or put them on screens inside the case, or monitor software, any such things. And also very recommendable if you have the money to buy them. They are better than the RMX, and just really, really good. You can also see they are a little bit bigger, a lot, a little bit bigger actually, but really, really good. They're usually around 2200, I think. But I can see price before has gone down a little bit. Also recommendable. I can't recommend the CX versions. They have gone down in quality over the past years. Then I would probably rather recommend something else. Like the pylon is really good, much better than this one. also go and achieve Tech Vega. You can get it. It's cheaper, and actually there has been new testing on the Vega now, and they have bumped it up from B plus to A tier, and it's crazy for a product of this price to have A tier rating. I'm just saying. The downside to this is that it's not modular. So the modular version is over here. You can see it, and it doesn't have as many outputs. And that is the caveat here. You don't get as many outputs, but you get a really, really good quality power supply instead. So you sacrifice the modularity and you don't get as many extra cables, but you will get a good lasting power supply. So, and that was it for the Black Friday. So hope to see you around. If I missed something, if there's something you think I should take a look at, write it in the comments. If you liked the video, then do a thumbs up. And have a nice day.